everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips, and we've got a little bit of a Hodge Podge video for you today. This is probably going to be fairly short unless I get chatty. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, this will be short, and then it's like 6 or 7 minutes long, and I'm like, what were you saying for that long? But anyway, I've got 3 separate things that I want to chat about, let you know about. None of these are like enough to be a video by itself, so I was like, let's just put it all in one video. That'll be great. So I've got an update, I've got a pre-announcement announcement, and then I've got a situation, and I would love to know your opinion on it. I'll put some timestamps in the description, so if one of these things or 2 of these things does not interest you at all, you can just skip around to the part of the video that does. So let's start with the update because it's pretty quick and it's not very happy, honestly. Okay, so if you were here back in like August, September, October, I'm pretty sure that in every single video I made during those months, I was talking about the mentorship program I wanted to apply to. I did apply for it back at the end of October. They made their announcement and I did not get into the program. Big sad. So yeah, that's the announcement. Womp womp. That's not the announcement I wanted to give you, but it's what it is. I'm like sad, you know, obviously I wanted to do it. It was an amazing opportunity, but I'm not like crushed. You know what I mean? Thank you, Jade, for the sound effects. I am proud of myself. Like, I had to have a query, a synopsis, the first chapter, like all of that kind of stuff had to be ready to submit the application. So all that's done. So that's good. And yeah, so we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to apply for it next time if they do another round. Or maybe by the time another round comes along, I will already be agented, in which case I don't need to do it. That would be pretty cool. So that was the update. Let's talk about like the pre-announcement announcement. I don't even know what to call this, but here on YouTube, I put up a little community poll in the community tab, and then I did one over at Instagram too, just to gauge interest. I had thought of the idea of doing some sort of critique partner matchup in like mid-January maybe. I had a pretty good response to it, so I'm definitely moving forward with planning it. My idea here is to have me sort of like facilitate the opportunity for connections. I don't want to be like, you and you get to match up and you get to match. I'm not doing that. But I'm going to provide a space, hopefully, for people to find a critique partner to help with their writing journey. Now, my one thing with this is I feel like the bigger pool of participants we have for this matchup, the better chance, obviously, you're going to have of finding somebody that you actually vibe with and you want to work with. If we get like 3 people signing up, the chances are not, you know, that's not going to be your ideal match. So I'd really love to get the word out about this. Not necessarily like right this second, because obviously I haven't launched it yet, but later in January. But what I'm wanting to know now is if you are an AuthorTuber, I would love to sort of make this like a collaboration sort of effort. I'm thinking it could be really cool if we had a playlist to go along with this, like tips and tricks for being a critique partner, how to receive feedback as a critique partner, how to give good feedback, all that kind of like pros and cons of having critique partners, like those kinds of like maybe how to tips and tricks kind of videos. So if you're an AuthorTuber and you have any interest whatsoever in messing with this with me, drop me a comment or email me or send me a DM on Instagram, whatever. Contact me in some fashion and we can chat further about like what exactly we want to do, because I think that could be a good resource obviously then too to go with the matchup situation. So I'm excited about that. I think that'll be a lot of fun to put together. Okay, now let's get into where I need some guidance from you. Some opinions, if you will. People on the internet love giving their opinions, so I'm hoping you guys are going to come through for me. I've been thinking about 2024 goals beyond January. With not having the mentorship thing happening, I'm going to start querying. That's terrifying. It's fine. It's fine. But we're going to start that in January. My plan for January is to go back to the book and like reread it, because I haven't touched it since September at this point. If there's any little tweaks I want to make, I'll go in and do that, but I'm not planning to do some major, you know, new draft of it. It'll just be little teeny fiddly things here and there, I'm sure. Unless I reread it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's terrible. I can't send this to people. That's another situation we'll deal with in January. After that, After I've gotten all my materials together, I need to go through the list of, I made a list of agents months ago. I need to like review that, add new people, take people off if they're not, you know, accepting anything, all that kind of stuff. I need to think of some kind of strategy for myself in terms of like, how am I going to batch queries that I send out and all that kind of stuff. So that's January Meredith's problem. I am December Meredith, so we're not going to worry about that for the moment. But once that's done and I'm in the process of actually sending out queries, then what? What does one do whilst one is querying? Well, one works on other projects, right? That's what they say, is if you're querying, you don't just stop writing, you're gonna start working on the next thing. So the question here is, what do I work on? And you might be thinking to yourself, Meredith, you just wrote a new draft of a new project in November. Did you forget about that? I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten about that. I'm excited about that project. I really like the characters. The draft did not turn out great. We know that if you watched my vlogs from last month, but I'm still excited about the project. And I do want to go in and, you know, revise it and all that kind of stuff. However, I mentioned this at some point prior to November. I don't remember when, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I feel like with my writing at the stage I'm at, I need to be strategic with what I'm working on. What do I mean by that? Well, prior to this, I was just picking a project that I was excited about and that I was interested in and that I was enthusiastic and passionate about, right? I didn't care if nobody else wanted it. I was just working on it because it seemed like a good time. Now, though, if I'm querying a project, like we've moved beyond this is just a hobby, this is just something I'm doing for fun, it's just something I do with my spare time. Like I'm actively trying to make this happen, enter into a new industry, right? And as with any kind of business, there is strategy involved when it comes to like, what are you doing to further the business for yourself? So here's the dilemma. Book 1 finished. Book 1 can be a standalone. Great. Book 2 is what I wrote during November. Book 2, as I currently have it conceived, is not a standalone. It needs the setup from book 1 to make sense. Are there ways I could change it to be a standalone? Yes, but I really don't want that for that story. I really like how it connects to book 1, so I don't really want to mess with that. Strategically speaking though, if I go out and query book 1, there's one of two outcomes that could happen, right? I'm going to blow your mind with this. This is like next level insight. During querying, you're either going to get an agent or you won't. I know. If book 1 lands me an agent, that's amazing. I'm super excited. And wouldn't that agent maybe like to see book 2? Maybe. Maybe not. But if book 1 doesn't go anywhere, if I query 100 agents and everyone's like, no, thank you, then what am I doing with book 2? If I've spent a year working on book 2 and book 1 hasn't done anything for me, then I've got 2 dead projects, because I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can't then query the second book in a series where the first book hasn't done anything, right? There is every chance in the world that if I spend the next many months, up to a year, working on revising and editing book 2, I wouldn't say it'll be a waste of time, because obviously you're going to learn something from the experience, but it would be a roadblock to moving forward with actually getting an agent, because I can't do anything with a book 2. So then that leaves the option of, well, do I pivot and start working on something removed from that series completely? Do I have ideas for another series? Yes, I do. I can't think of standalones. It's not a thing. My brain is like, how about you take all of these characters and make them into a series? So I have another series. I have another series that I could start. Like, I have an idea for how that could happen. It's very much in like brainstorming stage at this point. I've written some things down. It's not extensive, but I have written some things down. So I could absolutely start working on that instead. That way, if nothing happens with book 1, I can have this other completely separate project that I could query after book one goes nowhere, right? Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Should I work on book two and just like hope that book one goes somewhere? Or should I pivot and like abandon that for the moment? I hate that though, because it's like I've got, 5 or 6 different book ideas for that series for different characters in that world that I'm very excited about. Like, I really want to work on those. Is that the best move strategically for me at this point? Hey, it's Editing Meredith here. Remember when I said that this was going to be a short video? That's hilarious. Also, throwback to me like an hour ago being like, I don't need to script this video. I'm just going to chat. And then I forgot this whole thing I was going to say. Okay, so some of you I know are maybe like, Meredith, there's also the option of self-publishing. You could self-publish book one and not even worry about an agent, and then you can keep working on that whole series. Very true. Very true. However, I am not interested in self-publishing at the moment. Never say never, obviously, but at the moment, 2 things hold me back from self-publishing. Number 1, the amount of work. Like, I have so much respect for authors who are self-publishing because they are doing everything. The vast majority that I am aware of don't have like assistants and like PAs and people to help them. Like, they're doing everything themselves. They're not only writing the book, they're doing all of the marketing, they're doing all of the like sourcing editors and cover designers and like they do everything. I don't have an interest in doing everything. That's one of the things that is like one of the pros of Trad Pub, right? Is you have a team there who is helping you. I want the help. I don't want to be responsible for every single thing in the self-publishing process. No, thank you. And the second thing is, of course, because you're doing it all on your own, you have to invest your own funds into that. Do you want to hire a developmental editor or a copy editor or a proofreader? You probably should. You're going to pay for it. Those are expensive. If you get somebody reputable, they're expensive to pay for that. I am not a cover artist, so I would need to hire a cover artist. What about marketing? I'm going to have to pay for ads. I'm going to pay for any kind of like bookmark or book plate, kind of like incentives but all that kind of stuff you've got to pay. Obviously, you're paying for it as a self-pub author. And there are people who've taken that plunge and it's paid off for them, and that's awesome. Again, like, I feel like every year my respect for self-published authors grows because the amount of work y'all do is very impressive. For me, at this stage, I don't want to do that amount of work. I don't want all of the responsibility on my shoulders, and I don't have the funds to invest thousands of dollars into publishing a book. I just don't. So yes, that could be an option, but no, that's not what I want to do right now. Okay, back to the video. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like to see me working on come, late January, early February. So I think that's it. That's it for this weird little hodgepodge video, except for one thing. Oh, I forgot. I mentioned in one of the vlogs from last month that we were going to take on another foster bunny because it was a tripod, and we used to have a tripod bunny. And so anyway, we got her. I'll put some little clips in here for you. She is so friggin' cute. She had a back leg amputated like a month and a half ago. You would never know it because it does not slow her down at all. She's like running around. She can hop in and out of the litter bin. She's chewing on stuff. She's digging at the little lining we have down under the pen. Like, she's so cute. She's tiny too. She's like teeny little bunny girl. She's only about 4 or 5 months old. She's doing really well. She's not spayed yet. We have a spay appointment for her later in January. And then after that, she'll be up for adoption. And I mean, it'll definitely need to be somebody special because right now, she's a young bunny, so she doesn't have arthritis or any kind of other health issues. It'll probably be more of an issue for her when she's older. So, an adopter needs to know that and be prepared to take care of her as she ages. But whoever gets her is going to be lucky because she's just like, oh, she's so cute. And she's very friendly and just adorable. So anyway, there's a final update for you on the bunny front. So yeah, let me know below what you think I should be working on come the new year. And also don't forget, if you're interested in doing some sort of collab with the critique partner matchup situation, let me know. I'm totally open to ideas. Like if you have an idea of how you would want to do a video or collab on it, let me know. I don't know. I'm open to your suggestions. This is me asking for a lot of help. Sorry. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I usually post videos on Fridays. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to tell you. Oh my gosh. So this video you should be seeing on the 8th. Da-da! Ha! Da-da! And I'm thinking next week, the 15th, yes, the 15th, I'm going to post a video, like a review of 2023, how I think I did, goals I hit, goals I didn't, etc., etc. Then you'll get the collab with Nicole Wilbur. That's coming on the 27th. It's already scheduled. It'll be a premiere. I've never done a premiere before, so that'll be exciting. That means if you are like watching it the second it goes live, we can chat in the comments or chat in the little chat box while it's playing, which is kind of fun. So I'll be there for that on the 27th. And then that's going to actually be my final video of the year, which is pretty exciting. So you've got 2 more videos after this coming from me this year, and then I'll be back in January with my 2024 goals, which hopefully you are going to help me with in the comments. Okay, anyway, that was a very long outro. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.